The laws of high ticket content. How can you write content that attracts high ticket clients? So, first things first, you realize that it's the laws of high ticket content. I'm not going to share BS templates or whatever people share nowadays because there's no one size fits all. What I want to share with you is laws because once you understand those laws, you can bend them at your will and you could play around with them as much as you want. Anywho, what's the proof? Who am I? And I'm just a random dude online who likes to make money. Anywho, this is $7,000 that we collected from an email list that I had randomly of 25 subscribers. I didn't intend to grow this email list. I didn't intend to do anything about this email list. I just had it from people who got on calls with me and all of that. And I said, heck not. Why not send them emails every single day? And in November, we did $7,000 just from 25 subscribers. Now, this is just our newsletter. This is not including Facebook outbound, Facebook inbound, referrals, previous clients. This is just from the newsletter. And this is from a client that came in. He's not even client, a lead that came in early November and he bought by end of November. So he was exposed to my content for 25, 26 days and he bought. Now, how can you do this for yourself? How can you do this when it comes to content on socials? Not just emails. This works for everywhere. By the way, my emails are the same things that I write on my Facebook. Sometimes they're a little bit different, but that's it generally. No magic. So the first law that I want to teach you is the law of polarity. But for me to teach you the law of polarity, there's something that I need to cover first, which is understanding buying behavior. So, 10% of the people that you speak with are going to be open immediately to exploring working with you. They have a problem, they need a solution, they've been searching for a while, you stumbled across them, they're now like, yes, I want to explore working with you. 80% of the people are on the fence. They're like, oh yeah, I have a business. You can help me with my business. Or, oh yeah, I have some mindset problems. I don't know if I need that right now, but I might later on. You have people on the fence. You have people that are in the might do it zone. And you have people on the I would never buy from you, even if my kids are burning alive people. The 10% of people that were like, no, would never do that. Now, once you understand that principle, we can move into the law of polarity, which is the more people you repel, the more people you attract by nature. The more people that are repelled by you, the more people that you can attract. So, what does that tell you? That means, my friend, that the more people that say no to your work, that are like, no, F off, I would never work with you, on one hand, in correlation, more people are going to be like, F yes, I want to work with you. So here, if we took the number and we made it 30%, here it's going to also be 30%. So what do you learn from here? Piss more people off. No, I'm joking. But generally, this is a very strong rule of thumb. And I'm going to tell you even more why, and I'm going to explain why. But take an example of someone like Andrew Tate. I'm not saying that I support him. I'm not saying that I'm against him. He's just a good person that built something very big. Andrew Tate was someone who pissed a lot of people off. Where is the pen? Yeah, a lot of people off. But what happened is, as he pissed a lot of people off, he attracted a lot of people to a level where it's undisclosed, but they average his income to be 10 to 12 million dollars per month. Now, I don't know about you, but I would like to have such a business. And the funny thing about it is that he's living his truth. So to him, what he's saying is true. It makes sense. He's not making shit up. So Imagine you living your own truth, sharing your own values, sharing your own beliefs, sharing your own reality, and making a lot of money from it because you're pissing some people off, but at the same time, you're attracting a lot of people to you. And the people who are on the fence will now be 40%. Sorry, that's 40%. And the more you do it, the more people are attracted to you. Why? Your market is generally getting bombarded with new information on a day to day basis. So, by creating a deep emotional bond with them through your values, your stands, your beliefs, they will remember you. And this is this first step for you to be top of mind for people. Do you know my best performing post and the post that I got the most inbound DMs on when it comes to people inquiring about my business coaching was something that has nothing to do about business coaching. It has to do with when I talked about I don't support social media because it's creating neurotic ADHD entrepreneurs, and I don't support kindergartens telling our children that they cannot be male or female. They could only use they. So I shared my truth. My market every single day is being bombarded. This is the three steps for you to get more clients. This is how to stand out in your market. And that's all good and fine. But I stood out and I was on top of their mind because I shared my values and I shared my stands and I shared my beliefs. And the people that resonated with my values, my stands, and my beliefs were attracted to me like a magnet. And the people that were repelled by it spoke about me. And when they spoke about me and they said, like, no, F off, I'm going to unfollow you, or whatever it is, they promoted it to people who might become my clients. So, this is the first step in understanding the law of polarity. I talk a lot about it in my content. You could go and you could read as much as you want, but this is the essence of the law of polarity. Now I lost the mouse. I don't know why on Notion the mouse just decides to disappear sometimes. So let's do this. Close that. Okay, and open that. Now, the second law that we need to understand. So now you know how to trigger people. Now you know how to share your truth. Now you know that your honesty, your authenticity, your integrity to your values, to your stance, to your beliefs is what's going to get you more clients. And like, I've had someone, I didn't even plan to share the story. I'm not even going to say the name. I've had someone who went on a mushroom experience. So he took mushrooms, and I'm laughing because that's a weird story. This is the first time that I share it publicly. He took mushrooms and he's like, Arnold, the first thing that I saw when I took the mushrooms was you. And I felt like working with you. I really believed that I should be working with you. Why? Why do you think that happened, guys? Because for the last 30, 60, 90 days, I've been sharing content that is polarly opposite to everything in the market every single effing day. So, as many times as this person saw me, I became part of his unconscious and his subconscious. And I became top of mind to an extreme level, in my opinion, with his case, but it happened. So, this is the power of the law of polarity. The second law is the law of natural selection and pattern recognition. In business, natural selection is like survival of the fittest. It's not like, it is survival of the fittest. Companies that adapt well to their changing environments tend to thrive, while those who don't tend to keep on struggling. Why do companies adapt? Why is that so important to understand? And stay with me here. Because we as humans are very good at adapting to patterns and picking up on repetitive things. We, let me put my earbuds in better. We as humans are very good at adapting and picking up on repetitive things. So companies have to always adapt to stay ahead of the curve. Natural selection says that if you do something different, you will stand out in some way, in some shape, in some form, because people have been adapted and conditioned and they are used to seeing the same thing over and over again. So, what does that mean? If you want to stand out, be different. Apple's most successful marketing campaign took the company from a um, 1.6 billion dollar evaluation to a 15 billion dollar evaluation in 5 years. In 5 years, they went from a 1.6 billion dollar evaluation to a 15 billion dollar evaluation within 5 years. Why? Because this marketing campaign was be different, and they didn't speak about the product, they didn't speak about the features, they spoke who the product was created for. The marketing campaign was different. The whole corporate world has never seen something like it, and a lot of people resonated with it and a lot of people bought from it. So how do you do that? You write your own type of content, you write your own style of writing. You have your own style of writing, just like I have my own style of writing. You use your own stories. I cannot mimic your own story. We could write the same way, we could speak the same way, we could sit the same way, but I cannot live the same stories that you live, and I could not see them from the lens that you see them. Your lifestyle. This is your lifestyle. This is not my lifestyle. The greatest YouTube vloggers in the world, the people that vlog their day, are the most boring YouTube vloggers in the world, but they just share their proper lifestyle. They don't filter it, they don't try to make it like someone else. It's just them. Your experiences and your pictures, not generic stuff, not you trying to be like other people. It's you and only you. And this is how you start to stand out. Whenever someone reads one of your posts and it's like a depth of one of your stories, an experience that you've had, something that happened in your life, they're like, wow, I resonate with that so much. So the next time you're going to create a piece of content, people are going to see it, because I'm going to go into things that I didn't plan to go into, but you have to learn that. Every time someone opens a piece of content, they they either like it, so it's a yes, either it's a no. If every time you create a piece of content and when someone sees it, they get a small dopamine hit, they get a small sense of, yes, that's great that you've read this post. Every time you shared your story, they related to it, they felt it, they resonated with you. Every time you post a piece of content, they're gonna expect the same thing. And every time they see your face on social media, this is why I always say, take that phone out and take pictures of yourself, because every time they see this face, every time they see you, they expect to have a quick hit of dopamine. They expect to get something good. They expect to get something different every single time. And this is why once you stand out and once you use the law of natural selection and you use your own stories, lifestyles, and experiences, and your content becomes this breath of fresh air for people, rather than you telling people, look at my client who made 10K per month. I hate those types of posts. Rather than you telling people the 5 ways to remove all anxiety within your life, rather than telling people how to sleep better, you share with people your own effing stories. And by you doing that, they learn how to sleep better. They learn how to remove all anxiety. but now they remember. Now it makes sense to them. This is why the greatest skill of any human being is storytelling and communication. Number two, done. Number three, which is the final point, law of belief breaking through storytelling. We are the product of stories and conditioning. If you want your content to be memorable, to stick in people's mind, stories is how you do it. What is the typo here? Shit. Stories are how you do it. This is live, raw, no edits. Anyway, stories is how you do it, are how you do it. A man could forget 100 facts, but never forget a story that their grandmother told them. I'm 26 now. I've been in business for 10 years. Yes, I started at 16. And yes, at 18, I was operating the biggest manufacturing company in the region. Uh, I started young. I was exposed to so many books, courses, and ideas. But right now, if I want to remember a lesson, I remember it in a story. Like, for example, there's this book, The 5 a.m. Club. Man, I remember every single part of it. Why? Because from the first step of the book till the closing page of the book, it was story after story after story. We are the product of our stories. Everything that we are today, the beliefs, the things that we do on a day-to-day basis is a product of our stories. The stories that we tell ourselves are who we are. The same thing for your content. The same thing is for your content. Rather than you coming to your customers, this is you, this is your customer. Sorry for the beautiful Picasso drawings. This is you, this is your customer. Rather than going to your customer and being like, hey, would you like to buy whatever it is? You tell them stories. And every time you tell them a story, they are one step closer to buying from you. One step, they trust you, they like you, they know you, they believe you, they remember you. And then this is how you sell high ticket shit, paid in full, rather than bending over backwards for people and making some ridiculous payment plans in order to get someone to invest in you. Cool? So, what are the things that you need to change in your stories? What are the things that you need to cover in your stories? Why you? Why your product? Why now? What is your product? Why is it needed? So many people think that their product is business coaching. What is business coaching? Overwhelm coaching. What is overwhelm coaching? How does it look like? How does it feel? How is the experience? What can I expect from you? This is you beliefs. This is your customers here. They have certain set of beliefs about you and you need to cover those beliefs. If you don't cover those beliefs, your customers are going to get on sales calls with you and they're going to ask you random questions that you could have dealt with throughout your content. The guy that paid me here in full, which is, by the way, every client pays me in full. But this guy specifically, I sat down with him all of the call. I was like this. He speaks. I ask a question and he speaks because he understands everything from A to Z through my content. So I don't have to handle the objection of commitment, of I don't have enough money, of whatever it is. My dog died 5 days ago. My content does that. Why you? What? Who are you? What was your life? People need to be sold on your personality, on the depth of your personality, on the depth of your emotions. And this is why your stories, your lifestyle, your experiences, your type of writing, your pictures are so important. Again, I still, like, throughout this whole breakdown, I didn't speak about your customers, their pain points, their whatever it is. Everyone talks about that. I'm showing you the things that no one talks about. And the master copywriters know. Why? Because I've coached a lot of them. So, they beliefs. So you have, your customers have you beliefs, things that they believe about you, but your customers also have things that they believe about themselves. And you have to cover those before the call and in your content. For example, the symptoms of their problems. Their problems. What's the difference between symptoms and problems? So, for example, I have a headache. That's a symptom. The problem is a migraine. The migraine is causing the headache. So, here it's the effect, if you want to talk about it like that. Sorry. And here is the cause. The problem is the cause. The symptoms are the effect. The problem is what creates the symptom. Why do we need to talk about those things? Why do your customers have beliefs around those things? Because most of the time your customers deal with the symptoms. I am overwhelmed. I hire an operations coach. But what they don't understand is that they are overwhelmed every single day because they are overweight, their body is not moving, and it has a lot of reserved energy that it's throwing on top to their mind. So rather than them having to hire an operations coach, they should have hired a health coach. And this happens every single day, my friend. And this is why some people tell me, like, not some people, every single person that I worked with in predictableclient.com, and previously it was the Zeus method, it's the same program, just different names, uh, came from another program. And everyone told me, I didn't get results, I didn't get results, I didn't get results. It's because your coach didn't work on the cause of the problem. It's because your coach worked on the effect, on the symptom, on the shallow shit, not the deep shit. The objections. What objections do they have? Are you covering those? Are you talking about those? I have a client, he gets a lot of people. He's in the men's market, and nowadays men, like, they are a problem themselves. Anyway, he's in the men's market, and his market has a lot of objections. I can't commit. Sure shit, Sherlock. Of course you can't commit. This is your problem, and this is why I'm your coach. So he had to deal with that within content. Previous thinking patterns, how they think, how they believe, like, if people think that the best way for them is high ticket and you sell low ticket, you should deal with that in content. If people believe that mindset is their problem and you believe that their body is their problem, you have to deal with that. That's it. The sooner you can deal, let me put another color. The sooner you can deal with your customers' beliefs and problems and how your customers perceive you and they see you within your content, the sooner you can make the sale. I hope you like the three laws. Every single one of them is powerful. It took me over 12, November, December, 14 months of analyzing content in order to deeply understand what really makes some content stand out in ways that you can't even imagine, and what makes content just like, cool. Cool. Now, the action steps. You have an option down below to schedule a call with me to take a look at your business, your content, your process, and see if I could help you get more clients more predictably and consistency. Consistency. I forgot how to speak English. Consistently. Or the second option is I gave you everything you need to know here about content. Of course, there are a lot of other things that I'm not going to cover in a training. Um, but I gave you some things that you could implement ASAP and you could get results ASAP. So if you want to do that, also be my guest. My only thing that I want to, please, I want you to promise that to me and guarantee that to me, is that you're going to take action. If you take action, I'm happy. whatever action you choose. Just don't be complacent. Bye bye. Love you.